Vamos a saludar a Mohammad Shtayyeh, primer ministro de Palestina hasta este año. Presentó su renuncia para facilitar un consenso tras la guerra de Israel contra el grupo islamista Hamas en Gaza. Es un economista, político palestino, miembro del partido Fatah y es el gran asesor del presidente Mahmoud Abbas. Lo primero es saludarlo y agradecerle esta entrevista. Prime Minister Mohammad Shtayyeh, thank you very much for this interview. Good morning, shukran.
Good morning to you.
Y la primera pregunta es, ¿él cree que el ultimátum de los Estados Unidos a Israel para que permita en los próximos 30 días el ingreso de ayuda humanitaria se va a cumplir?
Let's begin by asking you, do you believe that the ultimatum done by the U.S. asking Israel to allow humanitarian aid in the next 30 days is something that Israel is going to do? Is this something they're going to make happen?
I don't think so. I think Netanyahu is blackmailing Washington, and I think that all the attempts over the last year, Secretary Blinken has visited the region 13 times, and President Biden has made more than 11 phone calls with 3 meetings with Prime Minister Netanyahu, and he never listened to them. Netanyahu never listened to the White House. Netanyahu bypassed the White House by going to the Congress. And now that the White House and President Biden and Secretary Blinken and all the American administration, they have been all the time asking Netanyahu for ceasefire. He never listened to them. For international aid to enter into Gaza, he never listened to them. And I think that Netanyahu is simply blackmailing. He knows it is election month, and he knows that he wants to have an impact on the American election.
Prime Minister, let us translate very quickly. Ana, resumen ejecutivo, dice que no le cree.
Exactamente, dice que Netanyahu ha estado chantajeando a Washington durante el pasado año, la cantidad de veces que Blinken ha viajado a la región, la cantidad de llamadas que Biden ha tenido con Netanyahu, y Netanyahu no hace caso, no hizo caso cuando se le pidió lo del cese al fuego, tampoco hará caso con el tema de la ayuda humanitaria.
Ana, hay quienes dicen que esta ya no será una guerra de armas, sino será una guerra que va a terminar es por el hambre. ¿Él coincide?
Some people believe that this war is not going to be a weapons war anymore, and it's going to be a hunger war. What do you think about that?
It's both. Israel is using starvation as a weapon to kill people, and Israel is using electricity, using water, using all means of life by stopping them from entering into Gaza to cause death to people. 30,000 people might have died because of lack of food and lack of medicine and lack of water and because of cold and bad weather and so on, in addition to bombardment by killing machines and aeroplanes and all other killing weapons.
Pues nos dice que cree que serán las dos cosas, Julio, que Israel ha usado la desnutrición, el hambre como un arma de guerra para matar gente, pero no solamente la comida, la electricidad, el agua, cualquier cosa necesaria para la vida que ellos puedan frenar su acceso a Gaza, Israel lo ha hecho. Dice que más de 30,000 personas en Gaza han muerto por falta de comida, falta de agua, cuando hay mal clima, cuando tienen una gripe, por cosas simples, esas personas han perdido la vida en Gaza porque no tienen los recursos.
Señor ministro, las Naciones Unidas dicen que Gaza es un territorio invivible y que es una tierra baldía, una tierra arrasada, wasteland. ¿Él coincide?
The UN says that Gaza is inhabitable, that it's a wasteland. Do you agree with that?
Yes. Most of the infrastructure is destroyed. Schools, hospitals, universities, water networks, electricity networks, desalination plants, and on top of all, more than 281,000 housing units have been destroyed. So now all what Israel wants is to make Gaza inhabitable. It is not suitable for human beings because Israel wants to force transfer people from Gaza out of Gaza. Now they couldn't do it, and therefore my guess is that Israel will not allow any reconstruction to take place so that people will voluntarily leave Gaza, not by force, but voluntary because they don't have any homes to go back to.
Pues nos dice que sí, Julio, él está de acuerdo, cree que la gran parte de la infraestructura en Gaza ha sido destruida, escuelas, universidades, colegios, la red de energía, la red de agua. Además de eso, más de 280.000 unidades de vivienda han sido destruidas. Dice que Israel quiere que Gaza sea inhabitable, porque Israel quiere lograr, según su perspectiva, que la gente se vaya de Gaza. Y como no lo han logrado todavía, no van a permitir la reconstrucción en Gaza para obligar a la gente a salir de allí de forma voluntaria, porque si se quedan no tendrán nada.
Nuestro invitado dimitió tras 19 días de estallar la guerra. ¿Cree que los palestinos se sienten traicionados y olvidados con la Autoridad Nacional Palestina y la representación de Mahmoud Abbas?
You left your position, at the beginning of the year. Do you believe that the Palestinians feel perhaps betrayed or that they have been left alone by some members, including Mahmoud Abbas?
By all means, look, I think now Washington has been making so many promises that has never been fulfilled. And now, after 42,000 people have been killed, 100,000 people have been injured, and there is no political horizon, Washington calling for ceasefire. When we went to the United Nations calling Security Council to vote for a ceasefire, it was Washington who blocked it and used the veto. And now the Palestinian people and Palestinian Authority is under financial siege. And it's very sad that certain European countries, mainly Germany and Britain and Washington, they gave Israel the greenest of the green light to continue killing Palestinians.
Yes, Minister, but the question was in terms of the internal politics of Gaza by President Mahmoud Abbas, by that government. Do you believe that the people in Gaza have feel abandoned by their own government?
No. Because we continued to pay salaries for our people in Gaza. For the last 17 years, we continued to pay the bills for electricity, water. We covered all expenses for schools, for medical supplies, for water desalination. When I left government, we had around $1.6 billion of ongoing projects in Gaza. We support 81,000 families who are poor families. We used to help them 60% of their support from us, 40% from the European Union. So we never abandoned our people in Gaza. Now, unfortunately, the situation is a war situation. But we continue to be responsible. Gaza is an integral part of Palestine, and we are now in talks with Hamas to try to bring the Palestinian house in order and end the Palestinian split. But we never abandoned our people in Gaza.
Pues dice que no, que ellos nunca, pues el gobierno de Palestina no ha abandonado a las personas de Gaza, que Gaza sigue siendo una parte esencial de lo que son ellos, de su territorio hasta cierto punto. Dice que ellos han seguido pagando los costos de los colegios, de los temas médicos, que cuando él dejó el gobierno a principios de este año había más de $1.600 millones que se iban a usar para distintos proyectos dentro de Gaza, apoyaban familias y que ellos como gobierno de Palestina jamás han abandonado Gaza. Lo que pasa es que ahora hay una guerra. Sin embargo, ellos, dentro de lo que pueden, siguen siendo responsables y están hablando con Hamas para poder cambiar ciertas cosas aún más.
Por favor, Ana, preguntémosle a nuestro invitado sobre una conversación que sostuvo en las últimas horas el presidente de Irán junto con el sultán de Omán. Ambos hablaron de que este es el momento para que todos los países musulmanes se unan para detener la violencia de Israel. Él cree posible una unión entre países árabes que son
enemigos potenciales como por ejemplo Irán y Arabia Saudita?
Yes. Do you, we want to speak about a conversation recently had by the president of Iran and the Sultan of Oman. There, they spoke about the possibility of all the Muslim countries to unite and stop the violence of Israel. Do you believe that this is possible, a union of all these Arabic countries that could be a potential threat, important threat for Israel?
No, look, what Muslim countries? Jordan has a diplomatic relation with Israel and it's a Muslim country. Egypt has a diplomatic relation with Israel and it's a Muslim country. United Arab Emirates, Bahrain and others and so on and so forth. So Azerbaijan and quite a number of African countries. No, the Arabs and the Muslims, they came with a good idea. Israel missed the opportunity. What is the good idea? The Arabs, they said in 2002, in the Arab Summit in Beirut, they came with a very good solution to the problem, comprehensive solution, which is the Arab Peace Initiative. And they said that all Arab countries are ready to normalize relations with Israel on the basis of Israel ending its occupation to the Palestinian and Arab territories. Israel, unfortunately, rejected this. All Muslim countries, 57 countries, in Mecca, adopted the same initiative, but again, Israel rejected it. By the way, including Iran, because Iran accepted the idea of the Arab Peace Initiative, which is land for peace. Israel end occupation, and all Arab and Muslim countries will normalize relation with Israel. So instead of talking about, Muslim-Jewish war, the war is not religious. The conflict is not religious conflict. The conflict is political. It's about Israeli occupation to Palestinian territory. This occupation should end.
Pues nos dice que no, Juan Pablo, que ya hay varios países árabes, incluyendo Egipto, que tienen relaciones diplomáticas con Israel. Habla de una solución que se propuso hace varios años y una solución donde los países árabes estaban de acuerdo. Fue en el 2002, donde todos los países árabes decían que iban a normalizar las relaciones con Israel siempre y cuando Israel dejara los territorios ocupados en Palestina y en distintos territorios árabes. Entonces, eso era todos los países árabes, incluso Irán, y era tierra por paz. Israel dejaba la ocupación y los otros países normalizaban la relación con Israel. Él dice que no es una guerra religiosa, no es una guerra de musulmanes en contra de judíos, es una guerra por la tierra, es una guerra es una guerra por otra razón, pero no tiene nada que ver con temas religiosos.
Las Naciones Unidas aseguran que casi el 100% de la población de Gaza hoy viven en la pobreza. ¿Cómo ve el futuro de este lugar cuando la guerra termine y se retiren las tropas israelíes? ¿Quién debe gobernar la franja?
The United Nations have said that they see 100% of poverty in Gaza. How do you see the future of Gaza after Israel, leaves Gaza, and who should govern it?
Very simple. Israel is, as I said earlier, is destroying every means of life in Gaza. Gaza is a small territory, which is 364 kilometers. And now Israel wants to annex about 60 kilometers all along the borders in the east of Gaza and the north, something they call buffer zone. So this is one. Second, it seems that Israel is going to continue occupying Gaza. If there will be a day after for Gaza, as I said, today we have 19,000 policemen in Gaza who are staying home because they refuse to work with Hamas. These people can come back to work. And we have 18,000 Palestinian civil servants who are also in Gaza taking monthly salaries from us for the last 17 years. And these who refuse to work with Hamas, they can also come back to work. So the day after for Gaza should not be for Gaza only. We need an end to this conflict. The day after should be for all Palestinian territories, Gaza, Jerusalem, and the West Bank. We need an end to occupation so that what happened in Gaza in October 7 does not repeat itself again after 10 years or 5 years or 3 years in the West Bank or somewhere else. So the day after for Gaza should be under one single address, which is the Palestinian leadership, the PLO, the Palestinian Authority. No other option is possible. People will reject it, and we will reject it, and the Palestinians and Israel has tried many scenarios. She has failed in all of them.
Former Prime Minister Mohammad Shtayyeh, thank you very much for your time, and our best wishes for peace in the region very soon.
Inshallah. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best. Thank you for the interview.
¿Qué dijo al final, Ana?
Pues Julio, para empezar, él vuelve y reitera que Israel ha destruido la mayor parte de Gaza y que incluso quieren anexar otro pedazo de Gaza, considerando que ya ese es un territorio bastante pequeño. Él dice que él cree que Israel va a continuar invadiendo Gaza y que incluso si hubiese un día después, pues hay opciones. Él habla de que hay varios policías, casi 20.000 policías en Gaza que no han querido trabajar con Hamas, pero que en el momento que Israel se fuera, que no estuviese Hamas allí también, pues esos policías podrían volver a trabajar. Dice que es importante que el día después no sea solamente para Gaza, que el día que esto se acabe el conflicto para todos los territorios palestinos. ¿Por qué? Porque si eso no pasa, si no se acaba la ocupación y solamente se soluciona el tema de Gaza, lo que pasó el 7 de octubre va a volver a pasar en otro de los territorios ocupados.
Pues a esta hora la noticia es que Israel continúa atacando ahora el norte del Líbano.